Hello, my name is Daniel Roberts, a volunteer at the Highline Heritage Museum, and you're listening to Highline Times and History on KQWZ 106.5 FM. And I'm with Roger Price.
We're both here at the museum today. We're sitting in the radio booth of One America. Do a little recordings, and we're going to try to do an ongoing show, a series during the summertime.
And the hope of this program is to record some of the memories of a long-term resident of the Highline area, so that you guys can enjoy it now or years from now.
Okay, well, thank you, Daniel. Yes, KQWZ 106.5.
Thank you for listening and enjoy the show.
Good afternoon. This is Roger Price, and I'm here at the Highline Heritage Museum. I'm a volunteer here, and I also have Daniel today, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the history in Burien back in the day. So the first location I'd like to talk about is it's up on 148th and First Avenue, and it was a International House of Pancakes there. It was built in 1969, and it's right on the corner, the south east corner of First and 148th. The 518 freeway wasn't that there at the time, so it was a decent location for it there, man. It was a pretty busy little restaurant there. I used to go in there a lot. Either it would be late night or for breakfast early in the morning too. So, and it was there for, I believe, a total of around oh, I'm not sure, 20 years. I know that in 1989 they finally ceased operations there, and it went to I think an outfit out of Chicago or whatever took over. But after they put the 518 through to that corner, it was access to the parking lot was pretty much limited to just people coming from the south, the northbound lanes of First Avenue. So it was pretty hard to get in and out, and I can see why business kind of went down after that. But it was just across the street from what is the Denny's there, and that's been there quite a few years too. So, and they're still hanging in there, so that's a good thing. But anyway, that's kind of what happened. I think that IHOP there was uh, maybe after a while. Also, it became maybe a church, I believe, or something for a while. But I think it's vacant right now. But because it's so hard to get in and out of that particular spot. But then anyway, I also want to talk about a photo I have of it's Old Burien, and it's on 152nd and Ambom, and it's looking at what is the Jungle Gym now, but it used to be Burien Drug back in the 30s and 40s and all the way up till I believe around the early 70s. But you can see on the corner there was looked like a 39 Chevy turning the corner there, and you could see in the background also there's a where the trade well, you can see the trade well uh, uh, store there in on the left side of the picture, and that was in the 40s and 50s, I believe, somewhere around 1956 or 57. The Tradewell moved from that location, and they moved down further down 152nd to where the grocery outlet is right now. But it was the Tradewell opened down there by the Bank of America and the dollar store. But and then it became over the years, it was I believe it was possibly a Prairie Market and different grocery stores, and it's still a grocery store today. So they've been there since about 1957. But going back to where the originally started on here on Ambom on 152nd, Bartell's took over when the Tradewell moved out. Bartell's was the first time it had come to Burien, and they opened a store here where the museum is exactly located now. Uh, so they were here for, I believe, about, I think it was 57 to about 67. And then it became a putt golf course for a short period of time. And then it was a fabric store. I think it was Pacific Iron and Metal or Pacific Fabrics over the years. So it was many different things. I remember at one time, it might have been in the 90s. It was oak. They were selling oak furniture here too, and there's been different things. But so it's a great location, and it's great for the museum to be here now. So that was a lot of fun, and this is a good spot. We have a nice parking lot, so uh, it's pretty successful. I don't know. Maybe Daniel would like to say a few words about the museum or the old grocery store, Tradewell that was here, Bartell. But what do you think, Daniel? Is any thing you want to offer to uh, the museum location now that we're in, or?
Oh yeah, just a couple of thoughts, but it's like it is interesting how the city changes it. Sometimes it kind of works against the businesses, like that pa House of Pancakes place. Obviously, that might not have been the greatest thing for them, and then also just how I don't know. It seems like it from the picture that it's kind of improving. Like you look at the picture from what was the 1940s, you said?
No, it was
Well,
about that one, the House of Pancakes was 1969.
oh no, the other one,
Oh,
the
the
like
other one
like
was yeah, during the 40s, because that was a 39 Chevy turning the corner there. Yeah, huh?
Right, and I mean, it didn't seem bad, but looking at the neighborhood today, it's like filled with just all kinds of different restaurants. You've got this museum that, gives opportunities for people to speak about their experiences here now, and it seems like it's a really good community resource, and it's always just fun to kind of see what a place looked like in the past, and then sometimes it's recognizable, and sometimes it looks like it's a completely different area.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But sure, I can remember going into the Burien drug there on the corner, and across the street was Bungie Lumber for a long time, and then that became a shoe store in the 50s, and now Wells Fargo's there. But yeah, I can go. Used to go stop by that Burien drug when I was going to Highline High School, and maybe get a milkshake or a sundae or something there. They had a counter there. You could get, and also they had, I don't remember it, but I heard they had, they had like hot had cashews there, and they had a lot of nice. I didn't spend a lot of time in it because it was. I'm afraid if I bumped into something on the shelf, if it broke, I'd have to pay for it. So it didn't always wasn't the best place for me. But yeah, then down that row of businesses right there was I think there was a farmer's insurance there for a while. There was a shoe store. a shoe repair store there. And I remember there was a barber shop in there. Maybe over the years there was a fish market in there that Judd DeLeon and Mike DeLeon, I think, were part of that. As also the Burien Center Foods was a little bit further down. But yeah, that was it's been a lot of different little stores in there. I think now uh, there's the pizza that's good. There's also the wine shop in there. So there's different things over the years come and go. So we all hope success for all of them, but it's always growing different things.
Oh yeah, I mean things always change. So how I don't know how recognizable is like Burien from say like your childhood? Because like my hometown, like there's parts of it that yeah, it more or less looks the same, but there's like my hometown of Las Cruces, like the downtown area, completely different.
Oh, yeah. Well, the beer in the core has been about the same over the years. It's expanded a little bit more over on 148th there, and because we have a big Safeway over that way, there's auto parts and a few other things in there. I think what else? Staples is over that way, and then up First Avenue towards now the Fred Meyer is where the Fred Meyer's located. Now, back in the late '60s, the first the Whitefront was there, and they built a brand new big store in there on that location, and that was I think they did pretty well for a number of years, but it's like so many, it changed hands. I think it was maybe a Value Mart for a short time and a different one. So and then for a while, the Fred Meyer was there, and they had half of the store, and then the grocery was another. They had Fred Meyer had the clothing and different things, and then they split the store in half, and there was groceries on the other side, and there were two different separate uh, businesses. There used to be a little snack bar in the middle of it, but it's been but Fred Meyer has been established now for quite a few years. It's been there for I don't know how long. I would guess uh, maybe going on 35 or 40 years now. So they're doing fine.
Oh yeah, there's Fred Meyers everywhere. Like, but it's something that I've liked in this area has just been like all the just kind of local restaurants or something that you just don't see hundreds of them. Like, I like Wendy's as much as the next guy. Frosties are great, but seeing like that little like pizza area or just like restaurants that you would only find in Burien, it's kind of a fun gives it a it gives this area
Oh,
character.
you bet. I mean, uniqueness is great. I mean, we have every kind of restaurant you can think of in on 152nd and 153rd and bakeries. We have an ample amount of bakeries that are all doing very well. So uh, there's something here for everyone. That's great.
Yeah, and it's great that it seems like it's a lot of opportunities for locals to have a successful business.
Yeah, you're right, Daniel. I think it's always going to be a good little community. And so I suppose maybe next time we uh, can discuss a few different options, maybe the different shoe stores that were here in Burien over the years. There were a lot of shoe stores, clothing stores, and that was uh, kind of how it was back in those days. But then then when the big malls come in, that kind of hurts all the small businesses. So that's how that went down. And now maybe the we'll see what happens in the future.
Oh yeah, for sure. Maybe I'll just have to do a tour of the different food places. I've
Yeah, there you go.
tried that
Sure.
sandwich place and I tried that pizza place, but there's plenty more
Oh,
options.
you betcha. Yeah, there sure is. A little bit to have a different menu each night of the week for several weeks. Okay, well, I don't know if there's any more that we want to discuss, but this has been good, and we covered a little bit of the area that we hadn't really talked about much before, so this was great.
For sure. Yeah, no, I'm happy with what we've got today. So, unless there's anything else, I think we're pretty good for today.
Okay, well, thank you, Daniel, for uh, this, and we'll work on another one next time.
And thank you folks for listening.